Do you know, somebody asked me, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? Which is quite an interesting concept, I suppose, really, or at least a collection of thoughts. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? Well, none of us know, do we, really? None of us know where we're going to be in a week's time, really. I say none of us know. The sort of mundane things about life is that, sadly, a lot of people do know something in the eye. So, a lot of us know within a week where we're going to be, or a couple of weeks, and we're probably going to be living the same day over and over again. I'll get back to that in a bit, really, because I've covered that in videos before. But where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? I think we can break that down to where would we like to see ourselves in 10 years' time? Where do we think we might be in 10 years' time? Or any amount of time, really, but we're just saying 10 years because that was the question that was asked to me. So where do I see myself in 10 years' time? Obviously I don't know, nobody knows. I would like to think wherever I am, I've got a view. I'm close to trees and nature. That's what I like to think. I'd like to think, and it is only thoughts, that I'm reasonably okay health-wise. That would be nice. Most importantly, in 10 years' time, yeah, I would like to be living somewhere with views, somewhere that feeds my soul. But I'd like to be happy. That's all I'd want to be, really, is just happy in 10 years' time. I'm happy now, really, and I'll be happy tomorrow and happy the following day, but it'd be nice to think that I'm still happy. It'd be nice to think in 10 years' time that I've still got a thirst for knowledge as well. It'd be nice to think in 10 years' time that life is going okay, but I'm still searching for more, and I still want better, and I'm still enjoying whatever it is that I do. That's what I like in 10 years' time. I like to be living a peaceful existence, but most of all, just be happy, really. It's a very difficult question, very, very difficult for anybody to answer, really, if we're honest, what I was saying that I've already covered in videos, and I have, is that I've been making videos now for 2 years, and I said right at the very beginning that some people live the same day over and over again, and they do, and then they live the same month, and they live the same year, you know, and if I look at videos, and if I look at Facebook, and if I look at my friends and even some family members and stuff, and I take one moment in time, a little snapshot in time. So we take New Year, and they say, this year's going to be my year, Happy New Year, everyone. It's all very lovely. And then they live the same year as they did the previous year. And there's 2 years gone, and then we get to New Year, and they say, well, Happy New Year, everybody. This is going to be my year. Things are going to happen. And they just live the same year. And they live in the same house, and they work at the same place, and they got the same gripes about life. They've done nothing about it, and they never will. And I think that's a real shame, But the question is, really, where do I see myself in 10 years? So I have to look back to find the answers, really. Where was I 10 years ago? 10 years ago, I owned my own house, a little 2-bedroom house in Oxfordshire. I was working at a college, I think, by then, or maybe not. I've done a lot of things, so maybe I was working at the college, maybe I had my own business, I can't remember what I was doing. Maybe I was doing working on my degree, can't remember what I was doing, really. And then we go back, 10 years before that, I was living in Dorset. Um, and I don't know really, 10 years before that I was doing something, and 10 years before that I was doing something. So yeah, life does change, and it should change, not for everybody, but it does change. Um, Saying all that, I'm not knocking anybody. If somebody wants to live the same year every year for 75 years and call that a life, then that's fine. Who am I to judge? Um, I know that people judge me, so probably I've got the right to judge, but I don't. I think if you're happy doing that, then carry on. Just carry on. Some people have a mundane life, some people have an interesting life, some people have an amazing life. So we're all different in lots of different ways, and we have to work on our own capabilities and our own kind of sense of self, really. So to answer that is a non-answer, really. And in many respects it's probably a ridiculous question, although it does bring lots of thoughts to mind, doesn't it? Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? And if you're honest, and a lot of people are honest, is exactly where they are now and exactly where they were 10 years ago. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? Like I say, I would like to be happy, I'd like to be healthy, I'd like to be probably living in bricks and mortar somewhere, ideally in a little village sort of location with some nice views out of my windows, perhaps going up some hills and what have you. I'd like to continue to be doing my art. I love doing my art. Um, I'd love to spend a lot of time reading, more time than I currently do. And yeah, just be happy, just be healthy, and just enjoying doing whatever I do in my life. But they say life is what you make it, and I'm firmly of that belief, really, because life, for all its trials and tribulations and problems and hassle and worry and stuff like that, to coin a phrase, life is good and good gets better. And what do I mean about that? Life is on the whole good. We have problems, don't we? We have physical problems, mental problems, financial problems. Um, Most of them are worries rather than problems, but you call it whatever you want to call it. We have all that, but around us, life is good. We can sit in fear. We can watch television. We can read the newspapers. We can not leave the house. We can live in fear if we wanted to. I choose not to. So I look at the good of life, and life is good. We've got an amazing planet. I love just watching the changes of the season. I love watching sunsets and sunrises. I love quiet times, peaceful times. I love just bimbling around in nature with just me and my dog, just chilling out. So life is good. Life is amazing, actually. It's not just good, it's actually amazing. A couple of nights back we saw like a late evening rainbow, something that I'd never seen before. And I'm kind of 28-ish. So in 53 years, I've never seen an evening rainbow before. So every day, there's something new to see, something new to do, somewhere new to go, somewhere that's going to feed your soul that you never even knew existed. There's new people to meet, new places to go to, new things to experience. It's such a wonderful life, or can be a wonderful life. And my advice is don't live the same year over and over again. You know, just think right now. Okay, we're touching August, aren't we? So go back a few months. Let's go back to the beginning of so-called sort of springtime or whatever. About April. Were you doing the same in April as you were doing in August? Living in the same place, working in the same place, the same sort of group of friends, doing the same thing, coming home, watching telly, going to bed, or doing whatever you do. Were you doing that back sort of 6 months ago? And what about if you went back further and Christmas, were you still doing the same? Or what about the following year, say middle of August again, something like that? And is that really what you want? Or is there another way forward, another way through? this life is your journey. This life is your message to the world. Take care.